And welcome back, adventure racing friends. I'm Heidi Miller for ARWS Series, and today I'm speaking with two gentlemen. They are the race directors of PC12, and you will see Ricky there on top and Juancho at the bottom. Hola, ¿cómo están?
Very good, thanks, Heidi.
Muy bien, gracias.
Gracias. Oh, welcome, guys, and thank you for your time to chat with us and to tell all our adventure racing friends why they need to travel to Colombia and come and do your race next year. So I'm going to give it over to you, and let's start immediately by just introducing you and tell us a little bit more of who are you, and also your family, and yeah, what do you do over and above than organizing adventure racing?
Well, first of all, thank you for the invitation. We are three runners, Ricky Vélez, Lina Vargas, and myself, Juan Aristizabal. We've been racing for the past 20 years, adventure racing, together as a team. So we know each other very well. And basically, well, I'm a father. I have two little kids, 10 and 6. I work as independent in realty estates. Ricky Vélez, he's also married. He has 2 little girls. Well, little, not as little. One big girl and a little girl. And Lina Vargas, she's single. She's like the mother of us in the team, and she works in a company in a communication company.
That helps.
Software company. Basically, when in the year 2018, Ricky was helping building a route for a race here in Colombia. The race, for some reason, didn't went up, and he came to us and said, "Hey, this is the opportunity we've been looking as a team to also be organizers. When you race for several years, you gather a lot of experience in what you as a racer would like to have in a race." So we told him right away, yes, this is the opportunity. We don't know how to, we've never been organizers, but we know we can do it good. So we started preparing everything, and the route was perfect. The teams came in, they were very happy with the route, with the scenery, with the location, and specifically with the organization. All the logistics were perfect, and the organization as itself was just what we liked and what we were looking for.
Wonderful. That is fantastic to hear. I now followed the event, and your images and the videos, everything that came out was really wonderful. So congratulations on that event. And I mean, of course, that was your inspiration to say that we want to continue. We are sorry that this year did not happen, but we are looking forward to a wonderful 2021 for everyone. And yeah, I mean, Ricky, you guys, to speak to you on a more personal note, I think I've mentioned a little bit earlier, you know, is there anything that happened in the event, your previous race, like you said, you organized it like what you wanted, and you all felt everything worked out perfect? Was there anything in the race that you feel you can take for next year's event to make it better, or any, you know, what was a low point? Because it's hard, you know, it's hard to organize an event. You just can't just come in and expect in the first race or the second or the third everything just to go wonderful. So is there anything that happened in the race last year which you guys really felt, wow, this is quite, you know, a challenge as a race director.
Mm.
John,
yeah, we have a lot to do to the next race, because we have a very interesting action that we can do better. Juancho, llévame pues ahí con esa.
Yeah.
Lo que...
Speak Spanish, please.
Well, basically, what we are very, very perfectionists. So even though we think that everything was good on the 2019 version, we had several things that we would like to include in the next version, in this 2021. One thing we couldn't do in the 2019 version was ropes, because we had, the climate was not very good in the part of, in the rope leg, so we had to cancel it.
Okay.
So that's what we would like to work very hard, and we did. For this next version, we don't only have one rope leg, we have two rope legs. And those rope legs are 100 feet descent each. So I think it's gonna be very, very, very good, this new rope. I had to tell something else about PC12. It's that it's not only a race made by racers, but also it has something that no other race has. It's that, as its name says, PC12, there's no PC12 in the race. It's
Okay.
a mystery CP. So you go from CP11 to CP13. There's no CP12.
Okay.
But you can find CP12 in any part of the race, and it's gonna be the CP of your dreams.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's like a mystery. So you can go in a very, very hard, long leg, and suddenly you can find like an oasis. It's gonna be CP12, and you're gonna have food, you're gonna have drinks, you're gonna have resting mats, everything that we can provide as something magical in the middle of the race.
Wow. So
That's
it's like a surprise. You're going to put it somewhere in the race. Maybe after CP25, you might then find PC12.
And it's so mystery that only the 3 race directors know where it's going to be. Nobody else, not even the staff, knows where CP12 is going to be.
Oh, that's wonderful. So
That's
guys,
good.
you know, it's also a teamwork. You said you are 3 people together and you share so much. I can already see your passion and your excitement into adventure racing. What is for you in adventure racing? Maybe Ricky, you feel different than Juancho. But what is the drive and the inspiration behind moving from a racer? You know, most of our race directors has been racers, and then at some point we cross over to organizers. So what's the biggest drive for you in the passion into adventure racing?
Nosotros queremos apoyar y continuar con este deporte de aventura como un estilo de vida. Es algo que nos ha aportado mucho a nuestros trabajos y a todo lo que hacemos. Y queremos que nuevos equipos nazcan y permanezcan como con este mismo estilo de vida saludable, que aprendan todos estos valores que las carreras de aventura nos han aportado. Entonces, eso es como nuestra parte de inspiración, es apoyarnos en esos valores y crear cada vez gente de bien, gente que trabaje a gusto y que corra las carreras de aventura de una manera ética. Yo sé que no entiendes, pues espero que algún día lo entenderás. Pero de pronto Juancho ya traduce como esa parte, Juancho.
Ricky is basically saying that our inspiration to go from racers to organizers is to try to transmit our passion and for this lifestyle. For us, adventure racing, it's not just go out and race and have fun. It's also a lifestyle, a natural, a good and organic natural lifestyle. And what we want to do is to promote, not even, well, we know that bringing international teams to Colombia is very important for us because we, as Colombians, we like and we love to show our country. But for local teams, our inspiration is to promote adventure racing between those new teams and try to gain more new teams into this lifestyle. I mean, there are a lot of runners here, trail runners, mountain bike runners, but very few adventure racing teams.
Yeah.
So we want to promote more adventure teams to come race our PC12 race and then go out and race other races.
That is beautiful, guys. I can really hear and see your passion. You know, it translates when somebody speaks, even if you speak Spanish, Ricky, I can feel it. And, you know, I think that is maybe the first ingredient from anybody involved in this special sport. And I do agree with you, you know, in Colombia and in your area, it's very important for any qualifier race to have a good, solid basis of teams that can support you every year. And if you do get your international teams, it's just a bonus. And as you grow and as the race continues, you know, you'll start getting that reputation of a good and solid event, and more teams will definitely come and support your races. So yeah, that is very important to build your local national teams, and that they also start buying into that wonderful lifestyle as we all love so much. So guys, tell me more about PC12 for 2021. Please run through us, tell our adventure racing friends at home, where do they need to fly in, what's going to happen to them, just without giving the race away, but just give them a little bit of information about the race.
Okay. Juancho, go on.
If you want, I'll start a little bit because the expert on the route is Ricky. Basically, Lynn and me, we just go out and do the route, whatever Ricky tells us. In our team, Ricky is our captain and our navigator. So in the organization, well, I'm route director, but Ricky is who tells us how the route is going to be. And we just go out and do the route and we'll tell him what we think about it. But basically, the route is going to be just great. I mean, if 2019 version was good, this one's gonna be much better. Why? Because this version is called the Muleteers route. Muleteer is the person that goes and travels with a mule throughout the trail. Colombia and basically Antioquia, our department, has been, well, all its history has been through a mule. All the conquest of cities and towns and how things were built here was through a mule. So we want to bring back those traditions, and our route, it's called the Muleteers route because it goes through all the trails that the muleteers used to do with the mules. So it's very, very hard trails. And we go through locations, little towns and houses, and where they stop and where they gather drinks and food. And you can also meet those guys on the route because they are still active. So that's the like the spicy thing we're gonna have in this version. What the three of us, we live in Medellin. So what we are doing with all our versions is that all teams come to Medellin
Okay.
as the
So
host.
you fly in. The whole team must fly into Medellin.
Exactly.
Okay.
You
Yes.
can fly to Bogota, our capital,
Okay.
and you can come by bus or by road to Medellin. It's just 400 kilometers from Bogota to Medellin.
Okay.
So we gather all the teams in Medellin as our host city. And here we are doing the briefing, the registration. All teams come here. And from here, all teams get up in a bus and they don't know where we are going.
Okay,
So
wonderful. I see it's quite a big trend amongst all the race directors to get all the teams to meet somewhere and then bus out. And how far is this bus trip?
It's like 60 kilometers from Medellin.
Okay. And then they get yeah?
Exactly. The only thing that we are telling about the route is where the final ceremony is gonna be.
Okay. Okay. And I guess
other than that, you only know the distances of the legs, but nothing else. So runners come to Medellin. We have 1 day of registration, briefing, opening ceremony. Then we get in the bus at 3 or 4 a.m. We take them to the starting line. And from there, you start this magical route through typical rivers, big steep mountains, and magical trails where you can even stay like maybe 12 hours without finding no one, no houses, no nothing. You're gonna find magical natural sceneries, a lot of animals, well, not wild animals, but animals. And you're gonna find during this route those 2 rope legs that are gonna be just great. I mean, I think that maybe just in the Adventure Racing World Championship in France, 2012, the rope leg, it's gonna be more or less like that one in France.
Okay.
And then they're gonna finish in a typical town called Abejorral. Abejorral is the final destination of all those teams.
Wonderful. And tell me, well, I'm already excited myself. You know, I think I need to book myself that flight ticket. But in the town where they finish, is there then again, is that where you're going to host them to sleep somewhere? Or how does it work when they finish the event? Where do they stay?
Okay, so they finish in Abejorral, this typical town, and there they're gonna be sleeping there.
Yeah.
And there we're gonna have hotels for the international teams. The closing ceremony is gonna be there.
Okay.
And after the next day, after the closing ceremony, we gather all the teams in the bus and we bring them back to Medellin.
Okay, fantastic. It sounds good. Ricky, please tell me approximately how far is the race, distance?
Okay, that's the distance. Let me check. I have here in my computer. We have a first stage of kayak. It's going to be like 30 kilometers. After that, we have a mountain bike, trekking, mountain bike, trekking, mountain bike, trekking. it's going to be like that. And yeah,
And
yeah, we don't want, yeah,
how far? How far?
yeah.
400, 500 kilometers?
Yeah, in mountain bike, the total mountain bike is going to be 116 kilometers.
Okay.
160. 160.
160. Okay.
The total distance is gonna be around 300 kilometers.
Okay.
It's gonna be, you're gonna travel through coffee plantations, banana plantations, but no industrial plantations. I mean the typical little plantations. But you can see, for example, there's a trekking leg of about 22 kilometers. That's very, very few distance. So you can imagine, yeah, you can imagine how difficult it's gonna be.
Yes, yes.
Yes, the distance is maybe not so far, but Ricky, did you have an approximate finishing time for the front teams? What are you working on?
Yes, it's going to be the first team to arrive to the finish line. It's like to be 50 to 55 hours approx.
Okay, so the last teams will be double. It will be around 100 hours for the last one.
Yes, but we have to make a short course.
Yes.
Because if we don't have the short course, it's going to have, like you said, 100 hours.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
We've been looking.
There is a lot of summits, a lot of mountains. You have to know that the Colombian coffee is produced in the mountains with a lot of summits, going up, going down, going up, going down. So it's going to be difficult.
Perfect. I'm sure they will love it. The teams will love it, and I'm sure it's going to be green and lush and just beautiful.
And hot and cold. No snow, no winter, but it's gonna be cold in some parts.
Yeah.
Very hot in others. So it's gonna be interesting.
So for the teams to prepare, I think best is to make sure, like with most races, to have enough gear for hot conditions, which is the easy part maybe, but also to pack for colder conditions, because you mean high in the mountains it's going to be cold?
I mean, it's going to be around 20, 28 degrees approximate, but we can have top temperatures of maybe 35 in the first part, but in the night, mountains here are a little bit cold. I mean, cold for us.
Yeah, cold for you. What is cold for you?
Maybe 15 degrees.
Okay, so it's wonderful actually racing weather, and that's most probably for any European person that is hot summer for them, but yeah, cold for you. Any other particular gear? You said you've got the 2 rope sections. Is there any specific gear the teams need to bring with them, except for abseiling and a harness or that kind of stuff, or any other specific things?
Ricky, ¿algún equipo en específico fuera del de cuerdas? Así como puntual.
No hay nada.
No? Okay.
No.
Basic equipment.
Basic equipment, which is on your website already, and if they have any questions, they can just email you. The last question, we spoke about it earlier, the rafting section, the kayaking. So you do provide the kayaks for the teams that sit on top plastic kayaks?
Exactly. They are sit on top kayaks, and we provide them.
You provide. Okay.
Exactly.
Any other information, like if there's any volunteers who'd like to come, international volunteers to come and assist you with the event, can they also contact you? Are you open for international volunteers to come and help you?
Of course. We are open to international volunteers Our staff here is about around 30 persons.
Yeah.
Most of them ex-racers and active racers that for some reason they can't race our race. But we are open for international staff, of course. More than welcome.
Perfect. So guys, please tell me, if I want to come and I'm a family member or just for a tourist or a team, what would you recommend for them? Is there some extra travel opportunities before the race or after the race if they want to stay longer or come earlier? What would you recommend?
One of our allies is a tourist operator, and we have different packages for visitors. I mean, for families that come with a racer, the racer is going to be racing, but the family, they're going to have a little tourist plan.
Okay, perfect.
That they can go and see different parts of the route. They can see teams go by.
Okay.
And they can do other tourist things.
Okay, wonderful. So you guys are really cool.
Yeah, we're working in a package that the name is Following the Team. So around the race, we're going to, like Juancho says, we can see the teams and we can see another interesting places to visit for tourists.
Okay.
That's in the race, but before the race, like you were asking, we have so many beautiful places nearly to Medellin. So if some teams want to come to Medellin 1 week before or 1 week after the race, we can work in a very good places to visit.
You can assist them. They can just
nice places and very safe.
Okay. Ricky, any more technical information you want to give me or share with us about your route? How difficult is the navigation? Anything you would like to tell us about the technical navigation section of the route?
Yes, the route has designs with very different lines, we can say that, to go to the different CPs. So the navigation is going to be very, very important to have. And we have a lot of mountains. So
you can get lost in those mountains, I guess.
Yeah, so it's very important to read the map, to have the compass, very good compass, because you're going to have fun.
Wonderful.
Navigation. It's not going to be easy. There is a lot of different routes.
Yeah, a lot of route options. I presume what I hear, technical sections, and because of the altitude in the mountains and the terrain, it will be hard. It will be difficult. Okay.
I can add one thing is that from racers to racers, when we race, we think in our philosophy is that the toughest team physically is not the one that always wins. I mean, you can be very, very physical, talented, but navigation is very, very important. And that's part of the adventure racing.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's going to be just the toughest team will always win. So our part, we're not the toughest physical team. So when we race, we always have like, okay, if in this leg we go with a perfect navigation, maybe we can outrun the toughest team. So that's part of the philosophy we are including in this race. If you are very good navigator, navigation is gonna be very important, but it's not gonna be like you're gonna be lost if you don't navigate good. I mean, if you are a basic navigator, you're gonna find your route.
Yeah.
But if you are a very good navigator, you're gonna find a perfect route.
Yeah, yeah.
Each,
Your lines is your lines, and it's like an orienteering person. They're just better and they're quicker to find a point and move on. I do understand. And a team who's maybe not as experienced, they can also race and get as part of their learning and get better, but they might just take a little bit longer, especially if it's a difficult point, of course, at night.
and what we want to show and teach amateur teams is that there's always a better route to each CP. I mean, even if you think you took the best route, there's always 2 or 3 other possibilities to reach that CP.
Perfect. So, guys, tell me, for your race, how many teams would you like to have on the starting line?
Well, we would love to have the same teams we were actually having for the 2020 version. For the 2020 version, we had 21 local teams and 5 international teams.
Wow, wonderful. So you just
for
have
this
to
version,
come. Yeah.
We would like to have minimum those same teams.
Yeah. Perfect. Maybe you get 1 or 2 more. So you never know.
Exactly.
We're trying to encourage all our teams, and teams, if they can't maybe travel too far in the world, but to look at races close by and see if they cannot support all of our race directors and the different races on the circuit. So let's hope you can find maybe 1 or 2 more teams. From our side, from ARWS Series, we only wish you all the best and a wonderful, successful race and a journey to it, and enjoy this lifestyle we all so much love, and a few months building up again. So from our side, just all the best to you guys. And before I say bye to our friends at home, please tell me, is there anything else you would like to say as your last words, or anything else you would like to say to the teams out in the world?
Yes. Another thing that is very important, that this race is only 300 kilometers, but we're going to have 16,000 meters of uphills. So it's not going to be easy. You have to be very strong. You have to be your team very strong.
Okay, so teams, there you've heard. If you're in for a challenge, if it looks like a lot of jungles, a lot of mountains, it's going to be lush. It looks like an excellent rope work in this event. If this fits into your calendar, really have a look at PC12. It's 3 passionate race directors together. Ricky, the mastermind behind the route, and the team is following and supporting, and it looks like you've got a wonderful support there in Colombia, and I believe it's going to be a fantastic race.
Yes. You're going to climb 2 Everestings. You have to climb 2 Everesting here in PC12 next year.
Okay, so make sure you know your mountains, and you're climbing a lot of mountains for this one. So guys, the word is, are you feliz?
Yeah.
Muy, very felices.
Very happy. Okay. Okay, I will work on my Spanish. So adios for now, until next time. Adios, amigos.
Okay, bye-bye. See you, Heidi. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, and remember, PC12, it's the PC, it's gonna be only in your dreams. CP12 is only in your dreams, but it's gonna be the CP of your dreams.
Guys, you know what? Before I say again bye, I want to make sure at that CP, if it was me who's racing, you better have a spread of wonderful and delicious food and fruit and juices and hot coffee. Wonderful coffee.
The best coffee of the world. Yeah.
The best coffee in the world. Oh, that's another big bonus for a lot of teams. Guys, if you love your coffee, go to Colombia. Okay, guys, I'm already dreaming of that PC12.
Exactly. It's the only CP that's gonna have one person in charge.
Okay. One person.
Yes, Jose, I mean, all the organizations gonna be working on all the CPs, but
Okay.
PC12 only has a mastermind.
A mastermind.
Exactly.
Okay, so you better live up to that dream, hey? You must make sure that don't sell it now that it's amazing and then I come there and it's only one piece of bread.
No. Certainly it's gonna be very, very good.
Okay, guys. Well, I can't wait to see the photos of this PC12 in the race. And we'll sure share it on all our social media as well. Okay, adios.
Bye-bye.
Adios, Heidi.
Adios.
Bye-bye.